Good afternoon and welcome to Penn State Coaches vs. Cancer Day. Our mission for Coaches vs. Cancer is to help generate funds and revenue for those families that have been touched and affected by cancer. All of us have been affected in some way. I lost my mother and father, and myself had a personal bout with cancer 4 years ago. Join me in help celebrating those that we lost, and our sponsors and volunteers who helped raise over $1 million to help Coaches vs. Cancer and their families.
Over $1 million raised, as he mentioned, and going strong here. And the whiteouts at the Bryce Jordan Center to support this Sunday in Coaches vs. Cancer. Big crowd here. They're expecting their largest crowd of the season. Their largest crowd in several years. The curtains are down. And this is the team that comes to Bryce Jordan, the Wisconsin Badgers. And Trayvon Hughes recorded his 100th career steal against Illinois on Thursday. Marcus Landry's the team's leading scorer, averaging 14 points per game. And John Lure makes his second consecutive start, the first two of his career, with Keaton Nankivell nursing an ankle injury. It is once again Lure in the starting lineup for Bo Ryan in his 8th season as the head coach in Madison.
Yeah, and he has so much respect for the job that Ed DeChellis has done. He mentioned the big three of Penn State score 75% of their points.
For the Nittany Lions, the starting five, we mentioned up top Battle and Cornley, what a duo they are. But let's not forget about Stanley Pringle, who had a career-high 26 points at Wisconsin on January 3rd.
Yeah, and Stanley Pringle is that third weapon that makes them so darn hard to cover.
Ed DeChellis is in his 6th season, and as he mentioned, a cancer survivor, survived bladder cancer.
He has done such a fantastic job, and I know he's excited about this game, but there's a marquee matchup at the point guard that I just know you're going to love. The Hughes battle is going to be really interesting. Trayvon held the Big Ten's #1 scorer to a season-low 6 points when these teams met in Madison.
The Nittany Lions will wear their home white with the blue trim. Wisconsin in their road cardinal with the white trim. And we're ready to go. Ted Hillary, Donnie Gray, Reggie Greenwood, our officiating trio this afternoon.
Mark, this game is going to be all about tempo. Penn State absolutely loves the speed game. I don't expect the Badgers are going to let them run.
Jones and Landry on the tip, and it's Wisconsin that controls, and they have the first possession. Trayvon Hughes.
Man-to-man defense. They will mix a little bit more zone than they played at Wisconsin.
A repost, Landry, turnaround jumper is good from 9 feet.
Can we say complete player by Marcus Landry? He was mentored and schooled by his former roommate, Orlando Tucker. He's learned his job very well.
Andrew Jones up top in Penn State's first offensive possession. Cornley, screen set there by Brooks. Picked up underneath the basket by Hughes. Lure feeds Landry now on the right wing. Landry again in the lane, shoots another 9-footer off the back rim, rebounded by Pringle. He's on the run. Pringle slows down as his teammates gather, and now Cornley left side for Battle.
Penn State is really good off the dribble, and that's what Wisconsin has been known as, a good contained defense. I don't think they're as good as they've been, but they lost Flowers, which makes everything a lot more difficult.
Pringle splitting 2 defenders, nearly lost it with 11 on the shot clock. A Battle forced it up there a long 3, and it didn't find rim and goes out of bounds.
Mark, today at shoot-around, we had a chance to talk to Taylor Battle and Jamel Cornley about the Badgers, and Battle said that in one simple word, he calls their defense annoying. You just don't get a chance to square up and get those open looks.
A very honest summation.
Annoying.
The Battle annoying. They are driving. The miss by Lure. Battle. Brooks shoots one from 16 that's short, right into the arms of Landry. Long outlet. Here comes Bohannon.
The balance is evident All 5 Wisconsin Badgers on the court average between 8 and 13 points, so they get it done as a group.
Trayvon Hughes 3. That's well short, but there was Landry to reverse it and lay it in. Sometimes a bad shot turns into a good pass, huh?
Have any of these shots been close from the perimeter?
He's been a little short, huh?
We've had 2 air balls and 2 bricks, and why? Because these are very good contest and contain defenses.
Pringle driving, pulls up, tried to bank it in and couldn't. Rebound, Krabenhoff.
What position do you think Krabenhoff plays?
He's that swing guy, huh?
Yeah, and he does everything. He plays 2, 3, and 4.
Jumper, that one long from Lure. Rebound pulled up by Brooks. Penn State still looking for their first points over 3 minutes in. But it's only a 4-zip game, and that does change with down in the lane from Brooks and Jones. So Brooks getting Penn State on the board. In the corner. Bohannon gives it up back to Landry now. Krabenhoff. Shot clock at 10 and an easy lay-in for Lure.
And there's that swing offense that Bo Ryan is so famous for. It's a series of ball reversals, back cuts. They are really crisp with their ability to make that sharp cut to the basket.
Back to a 4-point lead for the Badgers.
And coming off their worst offensive performance, 51 points in Ann Arbor.
Landry throws it in the air. I'm having flashbacks to the Texas game from a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Stays with Penn State, 4 to shoot. Pringle!
That danger zone if you're Bo Ryan. You give Stanley Pringle an early start and he'll rip you up for 20 plus.
A 2-point game. Krabenhoff skips it to Landry. Hughes comes to get it. 12 to shoot. Trayvon with 7. Driving. Got the contact and the foul on Andrew Jones. A timeout. Just over 15 minutes to play in the first half from University Park. A little slow start for each team, but it's Wisconsin that has the early. Any Nittany Lion fan worth their medals had their picture taken right there at the Nittany Lion Shrine on campus. It is a 2-point lead for Wisconsin, but Penn State, Stanley Pringle with an early field goal in this game.
Yeah, and I talked to Stanley earlier today, and I said, how did you get so good off the dribble? And he said, as a kid, he was really small, and he was quicker than everybody. Nobody could stay with him. And he said that he lived with his dribble drive all throughout high school. When he got to college, he found so many good defenders, and he had to start developing his jump shot. Now all of a sudden he's a matchup nightmare, as is evidenced by his game in Madison. He took 18 shots, made 10 of them, and lit up the Badgers for 26 points.
He had 4 of 6 three-pointers in that game on January 3rd. Coming out of the timeout, Trayvon Hughes at the line, a 72% free throw shooter, and he knocks down the first. Our first free throw of the game on either side.
Trayvon did not score in that Illinois game, so you may be thinking, well, he had an off game. Absolutely not. His contributions were very strong in the floor game department. He had 4 assists, 4 steals, only 1 turnover, and excellent defense against Dimitri McCamey. Isn't it funny how people, they focus so hard on just the points as if that's the only way you can help your team.
Hughes with 2 at the line, and then the left hand and the bucket by Andrew Jones. Comes in averaging 5 points per game.
Kind of interesting. All 14 points so far have been scored in the paint. Very surprising to me. Plus the free throws.
Landry kicks it out. Gets it right back. Makes the move. Kicks it to the corner. Still 12 to shoot. And that's put up Krabenhoff. Rebound Brooks. Here's Pringle. Cornley. Put up a quick shot. That's a 2-point field goal, but got it to go.
Actually, that shot right there is in what is called the no zone. If you're going to shoot from that range, make sure that both feet are behind the line.
They were not, so it's a tie game at 8, under 14 minutes left in the first half. Kravinoff. Jordan Taylor. Open look, Landry, three-pointer. A bit long. Look at the effort by Taylor. Battle crashing into his own bench. We'll stay with Wisconsin.
Yeah, big man Jamel Cornley is on a tear the last 6 games, averaging 20 points on 65% from the field. Now, the thing to watch is that in their last outing, he had a partially dislocated shoulder. When you look at those shoulders right there, it's going to take a real tough blow to knock those out of place. But it really shows you that toughness. If you dislocate your shoulder, Mark, how long are you out for?
I might not come back. It's his left shoulder, his non-shooting shoulder, but still not missing any time. The tough Jamel Cornley. Tied at 8. Taylor pulls it back. Screen set by Kevin Gullickson. Shot clock gets down to 9. Crossover, Taylor leans in, shoots, and it rolls off. Offensive rebound by Lure. Open look, Gullickson. That one long. Skying was Cornley. And they're going to foul on Wisconsin as Lure gets to his feet.
A couple of the better rebounding teams in the conference going at it. And believe me, you better keep Wisconsin off the glass because over half of their possessions so far have taken the shot clock under 10 seconds. So if they get an offensive rebound, you're probably going to defend another 25 seconds or so.
The Nittany Lions looking to take their first lead. Cornley. With DJ, David Jackson pull-up jumper, and he does indeed give the Nittany Lions their first lead with that 17-foot jumper.
Ed DeChellis is looking for that 4th score. Battle, Pringle and Cornley average 75% of their points. If they get that 4th score, look out.
It's a 6-0 Nittany Lions run. Lure. We're going to get by Jones. Double teamed underneath. Shoots over them. Tip. Let go for Gullickson. Outlet. Taylor Battle. Battle. Carried it. That dribble got a little bit high. And a Penn State turnover.
There's the ball reversal. David Jackson. You're not going to get a lot of open shots. And that's very important because DJ's confidence has really been damaged. He has been a non-factor in most games, but he really has the length, athleticism, and skill level. If you're looking for that 4th option, I think he'd be a great option for them. Isn't it interesting, though, Mark, that most coaches are happy to have 2 consistent scorers? Ed DeChellis might be a little spoiled. He's only got 3, and he's looking for number 4.
David Jackson comes in averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds. Wisconsin has gone over 4.5 minutes here without a field goal. Hughes, guarded by Taylor Battle. Hughes with 6 to shoot. Jarmus, Tim Jarmus, 2-point field goal.
During the 6-game streak that Bo Ryan's team went through, they really had a lot of good looks and were in all of those games. There were 2 overtime games. There was 1 by 1 point, 1 by 2. It's just a matter of sometimes your shot's not falling quite as much as it normally does.
Cornley pulls back and scores. 2-point shot there for Cornley. Well, that's the interesting thing, really, isn't it, Tim, about that Wisconsin losing streak? I mean, it's not that like they were getting blown out every game and not competitive. It's some nights Ball did not bounce their way.
4 of the 6 losses, they had a chance to win. In 5 of them, they were up with 3 minutes to go.
Offensive foul on Hughes. No basket. Danny Morrissey was there to take the charge. Right now, it's the Penn State defense stepping up. Lions by 2. With 10:47 to play the first half, Nittany Lions lead the Badgers by 2. Let's take a look at the Cargill assist leaders. And Taylor Battle of the Nittany Lions leading the conference. This is overall games, averaging 5.3 per game, just ahead of Frazier by a razor margin, and McCamey, Lucas, and Nolan also right there in the mix.
Yeah, that's probably only 1 assist separating Battle and Frazier. And Frazier was in front, so that's a new development. Number 1 in assists and points, and he's the best rebounding point guard in the conference as well. 9 different players have already scored in this game.
Morrissey, he took the charge at the other end just prior to the last timeout. Penn State has hit 6 of their first 10 from the field. Wisconsin 4 of their first 14. Long 3 with 11 on the shot clock, missed by Morrissey.
Offensively, a solid low mistake system. Wisconsin is number 1 in the lowest turnovers. They only had 9 at Illinois, and that's what they average on the season. Look, I know some teams that turn it over double figures in warm-ups alone.
Each team with just 1 turnover so far. A block by Andrew Ott. That leaves Hughes on the court at the other end. They've got a numbers advantage, and a 3 by Cornley is off the right side. Penn State does not have an offensive rebound yet. Wisconsin has 4 offensive boards. And the rebounding edge overall going to the Badgers. Bohannon, we talked about in the open. And 20 points on Thursday against Illinois. It's tied at 12, just over midway through this first half.
Ed DiCello said today at shoot-around that they have trouble with the length of Wisconsin. You saw it right there on the contest. Well, if you want to talk about length, let's go to the other end of the court and check out Andrew Ott sending the rejection of Trayvon Hughes. And I thought that they missed an opportunity because Trayvon Hughes is just locking up Taylor Battle. He's almost like a tattoo all over him. And on that particular play, Trayvon Hughes got his shot blocked. Battle was wide open in the corner. They need him to be able to score if they're going to have a chance to beat Wisconsin.
I picked up a foul at the other end, and now we get an offensive foul against the Badgers. Lure with the elbow. We give it to Landry. Team foul number 3 against the Badgers. 2 team fouls against the Nittany Lions. Marcus Landry pleading his case. He'll head to the bench.
I mentioned during the open, Mark, that in 840 hours, maybe I guess it's 839 and a half at this point, but we're all going to have our brackets. And how do you like the balance in the middle of this conference? There are 7 teams that are separated by 2 games in the loss column.
Down low, laid in by Battle. 14-12, Nittany Lions. Gullickson. Lure puts it on the floor.
Keaton Nankerville had started all season, and he tweaked his ankle, giving Lure a start.
Lure without defending, trying to back him down, makes the move and gets it to roll over the rim.
What a delivery, up and under, Kevin McHale style. And you know, having Lure start is a positive because he's a better scorer than Nankerville. But what happens is your bench productivity goes down because Lure was the top scoring reserve in the Big Ten.
Morrissey going to get by Bohannon. Back out deep for Battle. Here we are tied 10, under 8 minutes to go. Is it Wisconsin controlling tempo right now, though? That got loose for a moment. 3 to shoot, flipped up by Battle. He stepped on the baseline, and the shot clock was expiring anyway, so it's Wisconsin ball. There is a timeout. 7:39 left in this first half. John Lure making his second career start for Wisconsin. Tied at 14, 7:39 to go in the first half. Glad you could join us on this Sunday. Big game here in University Park, Pennsylvania. Mark Neely with Tim McCormick. We chatted with Bo Ryan just before the game. We said, okay, during that 6-game losing streak, what changed? He's basically said nothing. Yeah. Nothing really changed for him.
There's no gimmicks. He doesn't put any fire-up speeches or motivational videos. The same exact approach when they start out 3-0 in the conference is how he handled his business during the 0-6 stretch. They do the same thing every day. They defend, they rebound, fundamentals, bounce passes, old school. And if you look at the keys for Penn State, it really goes ahead and points out what Bo Ryan wants to do. No extended droughts, and then you have to be able to ball pressure to get the tempo going a little bit faster. Those are Ed DeChellis' keys. They're not mine. He said those are the two things that we need to do to win this game.
And for Bo Ryan, trying to match speed. And Cornley does have a couple of field goals so far in this one.
That's a fun matchup. I really like Cornley going head-to-head against Marcus Landry. Two very diversified wing players that can also play the power game.
Has Wisconsin controlled the tempo to this point?
I think they have. And if you play against the Badgers and expect to run, you're going to be sadly disappointed because they send 2 guys to the offensive glass, 3 back on defense. They typically give up single-digit transition points every single game. How you like that matchup right there? Lure versus Pringle. How about go inside, big man?
Lure 6'10", Pringle 6'1".
Now you've got battle. They have to go inside.
And the Badgers get Lure the basketball. Now they do. 5 to shoot on Battle. Spinning. He gets a little defensive help. Got it late from Brooks, but the basket for Lure.
You know, there is no way that Penn State can cover Wisconsin with this lineup. They're going to have to make adjustments because they'll keep going right back to Lure unless they go bigger on the front line.
Brooks, he spots up and hits a 17-footer. Jeff Brooks, sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, ties this game at 16. Gullickson.
Defensively, Penn State seems like they're switching all screens.
Lure, back out, 7 to shoot. What will Bohannon do? Shoot a deep 3, and there was the hand of Taylor Battle. He gets it on the run, adjusts and scores in transition.
How'd you like the Taylor Battle highlight reel? Block shot, transition layup. And against a good defense, that's what you want to do. Hit before the Badgers set up their defense.
Something Penn State has not been able to do a lot of so far here. Pass over the top down low, Krabenhoff, block, Cornley, loose in the corner, out to Penn State.
A shocker. Penn State is not a good shot blocking team. And if you let Taylor Battle get layups, you know that the jump shots are coming soon.
Coming up at the half, the State Farm halftime report. Mike Hall and Tim Doyle in the studio will break down all the first half action, give you some keys to the victory for the second half, and also break down that Purdue-Illinois game.
Tim Doyle would have fit in well with Wisconsin. I know Bo Ryan likes those to be those below the rim style players.
A couple of East Coast guys there, right? Bo Ryan and Tim Doyle.
Chester, PA.
Rebound for Jarvis.
You know, when you look at the Bo Ryan style of play, though, you know, really patient, fundamental 1950s style basketball. I think they should wear those old canvas Chuck Taylor low tops. Remember those?
Yes, absolutely. They were going for Taylor, and now Pringle pulls up from the free throw line. We have a foul away from the ball on Jordan Taylor.
Fouls on number 11.
Defensively, very active. And I remember a couple years ago, to be exact, Penn State was small, unathletic, and they lacked depth. They played all zone defense. They've come so far that they can rely on their speed and athleticism. Ed DeChellis has done a fantastic job. And at the foul line is Stanley Pringle. DeChellis today said that his co-MVPs are Taylor Battle and Jamel Cornley. But on certain nights, like we saw in Madison when Stanley Pringle had 26, Stanley can be an MVP as well.
Pringle, a 78% free throw shooter, hits the first. And that career high 26 he had in Madison on January 3rd, 22 of those came in the second half. Wisconsin did win that game 65-61.
Yeah, today at shoot-around, we saw practice end. All the players left except for Battle, Pringle, Cornley, and Andrew Jones. They stayed for about 45 minutes of extra shooting. It's never a surprise when you see the players that are having the best year also doing the most work.
A 6-0 Penn State run. They lead it by 4 with over 4.5 minutes left. 3, Tim Jarmus. Pulls the Badgers within 1. Walked up by Battle.
A really good crowd here. We've been here so many times with empty seats. Last year against Iowa, there were less than 3,000 people in this cavernous building, and it looked horrible. To see so many full seats is really a testament to the growth of this program.
This is the first made 3 of the game on either side.
Yeah, and Jarmus is in that mold that Bo Ryan loves. His players need to handle the ball and knock down perimeter shots.
Jarmus right now the game high scorer with 5 points. Neither team has had a turnover bug bite yet. Protected it pretty well with 4 minutes to go in the half. This is a 2-point attempt. Rims out for Nankivell, who's in, nursing that bad ankle. In the lane, Battle. Brought down by Nankivell.
Bo Ryan seemed extra happy today. The Philadelphia Phillies have their World Championship trophy here for the fans to see, and I don't think I've met a bigger Phillies fan anywhere than Bo Ryan.
He was very excited to have his photo taken with the hardware.
He was like a little kid, wasn't he?
He was. Started talking baseball. Landry will visit the line. He'll have 2 shots when we return. There's the Phillies fanatic, Bo Ryan. Right now, his team. Some Phillies fans here. The Philadelphia Phillies have been around since the 19th century. They've won 2 World Championships, one in 1980, and of course, one last year. Phillies fans here posing with the hardware. Bo Ryan, a Phillies fan himself, enjoyed the opportunity to see the World Series trophy. We've got just over 3 minutes to go till halftime. Coming up then, the State Farm halftime report with Mike Hall and Tim Doyle. We'll break down the first half action here. Have keys for victory in the second half and a look at the Purdue-Illini matchup.
Now, I've got a question. We talked to Bo Ryan, and I said, what is your best memory of being a Philly fan? And he said, as a young boy, he went to Connie Mack Stadium with his dad, and he caught a foul ball from Ernie Banks. And then later in the season, he was with his dad on the sidelines, and Dusty Rhodes tossed him a baseball. I mean, those are some great memories.
He knows his baseball. By the way, we send our best regards to Bo's 17-year-old daughter, Marin, who's back in Madison. She had an emergency tonsillectomy yesterday. And his wife, who normally is at the games, back in Madison with Marin, and we wish her well. And Marin last report, she is doing much better today and doing well, and happy to hear that. Jamel Cornley comes back in for the Nittany Lions.
First ball pressure full court that we've seen. You know, during the 6-game losing streak, if you explore the numbers, Wisconsin's offense was pretty solid. The numbers are about the same, but defensively, without Steamsman Butch guarding the rim and Michael Flowers taking the opponent's best score, that's really where the significant drop-off was.
Morrissey keeps the dribble with 15 to shoot, under 3 minutes to go. Pringle makes a move past Hughes, gets in the leg, can't finish it though, rebounded by Lohr. Taylor, a little behind Lohr, but he tried to bank it in, offensive rebound, and then balancing along the baseline with Landry, just threw it underneath, and Penn State comes out with it. Brooks, quick shot there. And it's Wisconsin with the ball and a 1-point lead. For the most part, Tim, this game continues to stay in the half court.
Ed DeChellis' preferred style of play is fast. The challenge against both these teams is in a half court, scouting reports are deep. You need easy points.
Nice shot from Jarmus. Came in averaging 3 points per game. He's up to 7. Badgers by 3. 4 has been their largest lead. Jones. Lohr with the defense and the foul. Well, there's the 6-game losing skid. You look at the opponent field goal percentage. 3 of those 50% or better. A couple others in the high 40s.
Right. You notice at the top you've got 43%. It keeps getting worse. Against Illinois, the reason they won, the Illini only shot 32%. So if you defend, if you play your role in the defensive end, and I think that the Badgers do as good a job of weak side help defense as anybody in this conference, you're going to win.
Each team's hit 9 from the field so far. A little better shooting percentage for the Nittany Lions, but it's the Badgers with the 3-point lead.
Andrew Jones has had a really solid and I think underrated season. 12 points and 9 rebounds at East Lansing was really, I thought, one of the most significant keys, because the Spartans are tough inside, and Jones really did a good job on the glass.
Marcus Landry. Jarmus, sophomore from Oshkosh. Landry back to the bucket, trying to back down Cornley. Fade away from the baseline. A tough shot there that was a little bit long. Pulled down by Jones.
A good refereeing crew. They're letting the guys get physical inside.
Just over a minute to play in the first half. Morrissey. Looks at the Jones. Still 14 to shoot. 1 minute to go till halftime. Battle sets it back up. Bumps into Hughes. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Now the whistle stops it with 54 seconds to go.
What a great day for Taylor Battle last week. He goes into East Lansing, has the biggest game of his career, 29 points. He beats Michigan State, the most significant regular season win of his career. But after the game, he went home to watch his favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, win the Super Bowl. That's a good day right there.
Battle missing from the right corner. Here's a 3 left side, knocked down by Bohannon. So Bohannon with the 3-point shot. And the Badgers have opened up their largest lead of 5 points. About a 4.5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 14-footer Pringle off bounds. And there came Jones crashing and goes over the back for the foul.
And that's what Penn State does so well. Notice the deep range. When you play transition defense against Wisconsin, you've got to get out and cover the 3-point line.
Bohannon, 10 out of 13 from 3 prior to this game. One of the hottest players in the conference. But when we talk about Penn State, they do such a good job on the glass. Bo Ryan is constantly telling his guys, we have to keep people off the board.
Bohannon 1 of 2 in three-point shooting today, so he's now 11 for his last 15. Big Ten Tonight is your ultimate source for all things Big Ten, the nightly show for highlights, analysis of all of today's Big Ten action, interviews, and much more. Big Ten Tonight, 10 Eastern. Mike Hall and Lisa Cornwall in our Chicago studios. Tim Doyle and Janine Ford will break down conference hoops action. A salute to Black History Month, part 1 of 3 there as well, and a lot more coming up. That's 9 Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, here on the Big Ten Network.
Now, I'm laughing here because we're going to be going to our halftime show with Tim Doyle and Dave Revson. I didn't realize that Revson is such an expert. I'm looking at the Penn State notes, and he's quoted here as saying Penn State rebounds as aggressively as any team I've ever seen. Big Ten Network. I didn't realize that Rever was such an expert in rebounding.
He is in the quote-unquote section of the Penn State notes. Turning, shooting, and scoring. Shot. Game clock winding down. And Penn State went the last nearly 6 minutes without a field goal, and the Badgers have a 7-point lead at the intermission. The State Farm halftime report coming up with Mike Hall and Tim Doyle. Bo Ryan heads to the locker room. His team up 7 here in Happy Valley. To grab a great meal, let's take a look at today's game leaders presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And Lure right now leading the way with 8 points. Also has 5 boards for the Badgers. And Pringle of Penn State right now with 3 assists.
You know, the other thing about Lure is that he has 2 assists and no turnovers, so he has played a complete ball game.
Look at that corner. Friends from Chester and Wilkes University, the Noble Ryan, are here wearing their Cardinal. So there are some Badger fans stuck in this corner, but it's a big crowd here today. Largest of the season for Penn State on this Sunday afternoon, as these teams are battling right in the middle of the conference race. And Penn State coming in at 6-4 in conference play, and the Badgers at 4-6. There is Andy North, big Badgers supporter, and Bo Ryan here to catch the action on the Open in 78 and 85. Nice to have on your resume.
Yeah, I'll say. And earlier today, I talked to Jamel Cornley and asked him the significance of this game. He said there's a lot. First of all, I've never beaten Wisconsin. Second, when I was a freshman, I looked at how big this arena was, and during my first game, it was pretty empty. And I said, you know, at some point, I want to get to the point where our fans come out so much that the curtain that they use to cover the upper half of the arena is removed, and I can see all of our Penn State fans up top. This is the biggest game in terms of crowd that he's ever played in this arena.
Yeah, the curtain has been pulled up, so he has succeeded on that account. But we've got 20 minutes ahead to see if Penn State can rally to beat Wisconsin. And right now, the Badgers have been controlling tempo in this game and have their largest lead of 7 points. Got a little minor problem with the net there, so
why don't you have Marcus Landry go over? He's certainly capable of getting up there and fixing the problem.
So they were warming up, and just a little bit of an issue with the net before we gear it up here for the second half. We were talking about this conference race. Penn State comes in 17-6 overall, 6-4 in conference. You know, they're 12-2 at home this year, including non-conference play, so they've been very tough here on their home floor. They've won 9 of their last 10 home conference games, and only lost defeat by Penn State at the hands of Michigan State, that is, on the 14th, lost 78-73. And Wisconsin 13-9 overall at 4-6. So there's your conference standings. And look at the logjam there in the middle. You talked about it earlier, Tim. You got 2 games separating a bunch of teams in this conference.
Well, there are 7 teams that are in the fight right in the middle. And if you're Wisconsin, you have to like your ability to make a comeback. I know they're in 9th place at the halfway mark, but only 2 games back. Plus, if you look back in history, the last time they started out the conference with a 3-6 record,
Did you know they went to the Final Four that year?
Wow. So there's some history there for him. Driving and getting it to go is Pringle. So Penn State, which did not have a field goal in the last 6 minutes of the first half, picks up one in the first 15 seconds of the second half.
They start man-to-man again. Now, I would expect that we're going to see a lot of zone by Penn State at some point here in the second half. I was here for the Michigan State game, same scenario. Sluggish half, first half. Second half, they went zone and made a dramatic comeback. It fell a little bit short, but they really found something.
Lure jams it. With the shot clock winding down, they found a wide open John Lure down low.
Do you think John Lure will ever get an easier shot than that? I mean, there was nobody within 5 feet.
Pringle! Stanley Pringle. First team foul of the half against the Badgers.
Off the dribble, Stanley Pringle, and we're going to look at the other end. The great delivery by Trayvon Hughes, and you give young players open looks, man. They get really confident. I would keep an eye on John Lure on the offensive end because he is really in that feel-good zone today. Keaton Nankerville with the tweaked ankle.
Pringle completing the three-point play, so he has sparked the Penn State offense here to begin the second half. They trail it by 4. Lure, who has 10 points.
Could I use the word methodical to describe the way that Bo Ryan's team plays offense?
It certainly best suits it. A little drag there by Hughes, got away with it. Short with the shot, long rebound, chased down by Battle. He's going to fire it up, going after his own rebound. And there was Wisconsin's crown off. And Battle crashed into him and picks up the foul.
One of the hidden keys that Taylor Battle is dealing with here, when you play Wisconsin, they are such a low foul team that they don't give you free throw opportunities. And as predicted, here is the first time we've seen zone defense. It's a 1-3-1. It will rotate side to side very quick.
Hughes. See there in the bottom portion of your screen, coming up after we're finished here, the Wisconsin women are at Purdue. And the lay-in by Marcus Landry. The Badgers keep finding a way to get that high percentage shot. 32-26 Wisconsin. Pringle's been making it happen here in the second half. Hesitates. Cornley 3. Off the left side. Jones touched it last. For the baseline official.
Yeah, watch little classic baseline operator Marcus Landry. And there once again, Trayvon Hughes does not have to score a ton of points to lead this offense. To get layup after layup is really impressive. And Wisconsin, they are the masters of the bounce pass. They are so good with their fundamentals. And if you go to a Bo Ryan practice, it's almost like watching a bitty basketball workout where they spend so much time on the fundamental skills. The most basic delivery of the ball, that's what they practice, and it shows.
Landry got the contact from Jones. So Landry, who came in averaging a team high 13, will go to the line.
Yeah, look at the position inside, and if you don't bring a double team, Marcus Landry is going to score, get a good look, or free throws. And he looked like he took a shot too. They're cleaning up the goggles, the old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goggles. I was talking to Marcus, and I asked him how Marcus Jr. is doing at home, just a young kid, and he said he watches all my games, so make sure you tell Marcus Jr. that when he watches me step to the line that he needs to go to his little Nerf hoop and take a couple free throws for Daddy. Hopefully,
Marcus Jr. made the one at home. By the way, Andrew Jones picked up his 3rd foul for Penn State. in that last sequence. Missing both. Landry is 65% foul shooter.
Well, Daddy needs to work on his free throws like Marcus Jr. But don't you think that Penn State is really struggling with the length here on the defensive end? It really has caused problems.
Cornley. They play on. The pass into the corner was saved by Jackson, but nope, he did not. It would have been Wisconsin ball anyway. And Landry feeling the effects of the contact in the lane.
Yeah, and watch this. Does Marcus Landry get run over by a Mack truck? No, it's Jamel Cornley.
Jackson couldn't save it along the baseline. Here's another look.
Got a shoulder right in the solar plexus. And I think he's okay, but it's just one of the, that's the blow where you get the wind knocked out of you.
Landry up on his own and trots off the court, and you can see him kind of holding that midsection. So it's Badger basketball early in this second half. Wisconsin led it by 7 at the intermission.
Back to man-to-man. Why? Because they gave up a dunk and a layup when they went to the zone. Maybe we won't see that again.
Gullickson. Bohannon feeds Lure. John Lure reversed, but got some help with the extra steps.
So Penn State is man-to-man, and you could be redundant throughout the game trying to call out Wisconsin runs. It's all man-to-man. The other end, travel, extra step. 20 years ago, Bo Ryan ran one possession of zone. It was a 2-3. The opponent scored, and he's never done it since.
4 minutes elapsed here in the second half.
Just imagine if they could have got a stop.
Jones, the jump hook in the lane. Cuts it to a 4-point game. Kravenhoff will use the dribble. Kravenhoff splits a double team. Foul on the floor underneath the push committed by Penn State. So Wisconsin will have the ball when we return to Happy Valley. On the campus. There's the Philly Fanatic. The Philly Fanatic would be a heavyweights. So Big Ten Wrestling has 18th ranked Michigan taking on Michigan State for conference bragging rights on the line. Tonight at 8 Eastern here on the Big Ten Network. By the way, the Big Ten Championships on the wrestling side will be held right here at the Bryce Jordan Center and televised here on the Big Ten Network in March.
The Fanatic doesn't look like he's in very good shape at all.
No, but he makes that work for him.
Very pinnable.
15:34 to go. Still early in this second half. A 4-point game. Wisconsin ball out of the timeout. Lure's been a big offensive player for Wisconsin. 4 of 8 from the field. A methodical Wisconsin offense. The shot clock down to 11.
A very low scoring defense game. Poor shot.
Hughes off the right side. Rebounded off the floor. Picked up by Taylor Battle. He's got Pringle up ahead. Feeds Stanley. And now back to Battle, and they'll play it in the half court. Cornley flips it up. Loose ball. There is the first offensive rebound for Penn State in this game.
Hard to imagine because they're third in the conference in that category. Jamel Cornley just wipes people out in the paint. Not happening.
Pringle missed the 3. Long rebound out to Lure. Penn State 0 of 9 now in 3-point shooting.
Trayvon Hughes did not score a point against Illinois. He has not scored a basket so far in this game.
Taylor. Down low, and another easy jam for John Lure, who's in double figures in scoring.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, that over the course of the game, you might make a mistake and give up a dunk, but in a half-court, slow-down game, the fact that Lure has had 2 uncontested dunks in the last 10 minutes, that is completely unacceptable.
Slipping, battle. 2-point field goal. David Jackson. Nittany Lions still looking for their first made 3 of the afternoon. They're down by 4. Hughes. Gets it back from Krabenhoff. Lure. Defense there by DJ. David Jackson. 8 on the shot clock. Hughes going to the rack. Thought he was going to easily lay it in, but Jones very late came over. And here come the Nittany Lions. Bounce pass down low. Foul committed by Lure. Lure picks up the personal. His second.
You know, what a delivery by Taylor Battle, the #1 assist and scorer in the conference. And Andrew Jones has done a fantastic job. He used his redshirt year very well. You can see the definition in the upper body. And believe me, if he can become a low post scorer, and he should have a lot of opportunities. Why? Because he's surrounded by 3 top-notch prolific scorers.
Lure picked up his 3rd there, so he'll check out at the 12:58 mark. Andrew Jones, a 60% foul shooter on the season.
Remember, a lot of times coming in here, you never saw the fan support that you're seeing right now. Jones to the bench, in the ball game. What a great job Ed DeCharles has done with his cancer fight. Coaches versus Cancer Day here at State College.
A whiteout. The Bryce Jordan Center. And for everything that's gone wrong for Penn State here today, Tim, they're only down by 2. Fighting in the lane, Krabenhoff gets it to go.
What a move. And that's against a big shot blocker. Recognizing he had a speed advantage, he created separation and knocked down that hook.
Corley with 18 still on the shot clock. Battle on Taylor. Battle jump stop. Double team there. Underneath. Turned into a tough shot for Ott. Under 12 minutes to go.
Was that Joe Krabenhoff or Devin Harris leading the break there?
Here's Krabenhoff again, giving it up. Landry back in. Jumper tried to kiss in. No. Rebound Ott.
There's not many guys in this conference that can stop Cornley. Krabenhoff does a really good job defensively.
Cornley stopped himself there, really lost the dribble, and a Penn State turnover. Landry left block. Going to back down Andrew Ott. Leans, shoots. Got the contact. He'll shoot too. So Ott picks up the personal. Landry is 65% free throw shooter, but has scuffled a bit at the line today. We'll be there when we return. Wisconsin by 4. John Lure, 6 of 10 from the field, a game-high 12. He's doing it in the paint here, Tim.
And the word to describe John Lure is growth, both on and off the court. You're seeing him score inside, but he's so versatile and he shoots the ball so well. He was a 6'2" guard in his sophomore year of high school. Then he grew 8 inches. He's a 6'10" sophomore in college, and the beauty of his attack is he kept the shooting and dribbling skills. A future star in his first career start against the Illini. 15 points, 6 rebounds.
Now, last year he played the most minutes of any Wisconsin freshman, but averaged only about 8 per game. Averaged 3 points, 1 rebound in 32 games.
But
that said a lot last year that he played a significant role for Bo Ryan. If you look at his history, freshmen don't play much for Bo. You had Orlando Tucker that started. Mike Wilkinson played good minutes, Devin Harris, but it's an exception that last year that John Lure played, and this year you've seen Jordan Taylor get really good minutes as well. That means that those guys are very mature beyond their years.
Landry 2 of 6 from the line now, has missed his last 4 from there, and it stays a 4-point game.
I'm really enjoying watching Krabbenhoff and Cornley banging inside.
Not looking to get it to Cornley. Instead, a handoff to Pringle. Battle with 5 to shoot. Forces a 3. It's short. Rebound there, one-handed for Bohannon.
I would think this is the type of defensive struggle that Brett Bielema and Joe Paterno would love. This would be that 10-7 slugfest half.
With it raining or snowing.
Here's that bounce pass. You notice we did pass fake up top, make the defense react, throw it down low, ricochet off the hands.
Danny Morrissey checks in. Brooks to the bench for Penn State. Cornley turns the face up, looking right at Krabbenhoff. Away from the ball. Morrissey was cutting through the lane. And they've gotten Hughes. Let's see. Nope. Got it on Jarmus. What a nice crowd here at the Jordan Center. You see a lot of white. It's a whiteout. Fans advised to wear white to the game. Some contact from Hughes in the driving lane and miss. That ball rolling around on the rim. And it comes off.
You know, Battle scored a little bit, but so far, Trayvon Hughes, it's like a pitcher that's throwing a shutout going into the 7th inning. You know, he has been so rock solid, very physical, contesting everything.
Landry backing down Jones. Jarmus. Now Hughes back to Jarmus. 3. Offside rebound for Cornley. Quick out. Battle. From the left corner, 3, missed by Pringle. Their second offensive rebound of the game, slung up there by Battle, who crashes hard to the floor and will shoot 2. Battle rolls over, but not getting up yet now and gets some help up.
But Taylor Battle can rebound. You know, notice the contact down below, very subtle. Bo Ryan's teams do not foul a lot because they use their legs and their hips, their hands stay out of the play. And I mentioned a second ago that Taylor Battle is such a good rebounder. Last year, mid-season, Ed DeChellis called out Pringle and Battle and said, you guys need to rebound a lot better if we're going to be any good. Well, against Michigan, those two combined for 14 rebounds. They're the best point guard tandem rebounding the basketball in this conference.
Nobody's hit more free throws this year for Penn State than Taylor Battle. He hits a couple more there and makes this a 2-point game.
Here's zone again. I like zone against Wisconsin because I don't think their zone offense, which you call X, is as good as their swing offense.
Well, Penn State went zone a little earlier in the half a couple of times. The Badgers scored each time. Let's see if they have a little different success here. Bohannon. Hughes has to put it up with 1 on the shot clock off the left side. And that time Penn State zone had more success. Battle. Going to the rack. Got it too tight and couldn't get it up over the rim. Under 9 minutes to go. Banking it in is Landry to give the Badgers a 4-point edge. Landry in double figures now with 10 points. He came in averaging a team by 13.
I think the Taylor Battle looks like he banged up his shoulder. See that right arm is kind of hanging out there, and let's keep an eye on him because he is critical for Wisconsin. They've kept him out of there so far.
Great to have you with us. Mark Neely with Tim McCormick. The Bryce Jordan Center. here at Penn State. Wisconsin and Penn State. 8:42 remaining, and there's Taylor Battle on the bench being looked at, and it looks like the right arm, right shoulder.
Let's take a look at the injury and see if we can see anything. Okay, this is the previous play where Marcus Landry really did a nice job. Did you see the way he created separation down low with that left hip?
Got some extra room there. And Salazar, the trainer, their athletic trainer, they're checking out Taylor Battle. Let's see how the Nittany Lions offense fares without him. And there's a strip by Hughes, but it went out of bounds. He was on the sideline apparently. It remains with Penn State.
Yeah, if you want to beat Penn State, their big three of Battle, Cornley, and Pringle score 75% of their points. If you could slow down, not stop, but slow down one of the three, you got a great chance.
Morrissey from the free throw line, an offensive rebound by Cornley. Nittany Lions did not have an offensive rebound at all in the first half. They're up to 3 now here in the second.
Yeah, good news, Battle is going to be coming in next dead ball.
Beat it down low, Cornley. Wisconsin foul. And Lure has picked up his 4th.
Beautiful delivery of the ball, and that's a double bonus because the high score is John Lure, and he's got 4 fouls. He will certainly be coming and sitting.
Bounces off for Cornley.
The free throw is really a mystery for Penn State. We saw Jamel Cornley at shoot-around today. Assistant coach Lewis Preston and Cornley spend so much time. The assistant coach gives him all kinds of scenarios. He hands the ball and says, well, you know, okay, you're down 2, you got to make 2. There's only 8 seconds left. A lot of scenarios like that, and sometimes it's hard to translate and take that into the game action.
Well, here down 4 with 8 minutes left. A couple of misses from the line, and it stays 38-34 Wisconsin.
We saw the 1-3-1. This is the traditional old-school 2-3 zone.
3 from Bohannon. Offensive rebound, Krabenhoft. Fouled on the floor. Another Penn State foul. We have 7:36 to go here at Happy Valley, and right now it's the visitors, the Badgers, up by 4. A 4-point lead for Wisconsin, 38-34, 7:36 to go in the second half. And the game here for both teams. Mark Nelia with Tim McCormick. Wisconsin was able to snap their 6-game losing streak the other night against Illinois. They're trying to keep that momentum rolling here.
Yeah, and this is a really critical point in both of their seasons. Remember, we've got 838 hours until we get those brackets. Both of these teams have NCAA dreams, and being in the middle of the pack, it's critical to get up into that number 5 and 6 slot. Both of these teams capable. Penn State cannot afford to lose in their building, and if you're Wisconsin, you have to think that with a possible win today, 2 home games, and then at Indiana, you're in great position.
Look at the conference road record since the 01-02 season in Wisconsin, the top of the list, playing 500 ball on the road. Right now, Wisconsin's leading scorer in this game, John Lure, 12 points, saddled with 4 fouls. Penn State's leading scorer is Pringle with 9. But never really in this game, Tim, have I felt like Penn State has had their offensive flow for any significant period.
No, and their 2 co-MVPs, as Ed DeChellis calls them, they both have 2 baskets each. We're talking about 2 out of 11 for Taylor Battle, and Jamel Cornley is 2 for 7. 4 out of 18 is not going to win, so I think that the Nittany Lions have to feel fortunate only to be down by 4.
And Penn State is 0 for 11 in 3-point shooting. Wisconsin not a whole lot better, but they have 2 of 11.
What is that number again?
0 for 11 in three-point shooting for the Nittany Lions.
Strong statement.
Landry. Hughes gets it back. And Pringle in the air. Still 9 on the shot clock. Krabenhoff. Fade away from 14. That's not an easy shot right there.
Yeah, we talked about the defense that Trayvon Hughes has done on Battle. Taylor Battle has done a nice job on Hughes. Trayvon is 0 for 6, so the marquee matchup has really materialized on the defensive end, not on the offense as we thought it might.
So a 2-possession game. Badgers by 6 with over 6.5 minutes to play. Pringle. Krabenhoff. And a hand in his face.
Doesn't it seem that Wisconsin has been ahead between 4 and 6 points this entire game? Every time they score, Penn State answers, but they're never able to close the gap more than that.
Wisconsin's largest lead has been 7. Penn State had an early 4-point lead in the first half. Battle couldn't finish. It remains with Penn State. Just 1 on the shot clock here, though. So they're going to have to inbounds and get a quick shot. Now the question is, did it or did it not hit the rim?
Quick call, what do you think?
No, that was not a quick call, was it? Looks like they're going to take a look. So here we are, crucial part of the game. This is obviously a big possession for Penn State, down by 6. So are they going to have a fresh shot clock, or are they just going to have 1 on the shot clock? Ted Hillary, Donnie Gray, Reggie Greenwood are officials. Let's see the drive by Battle, the spin. Did it hit the rim? No.
You know what? I think it did. And you know what? If it did, it wasn't on the layup. It may have been when the ball was hit under the net. It was very close, and I think that Reggie Greenwood is going to say that it only hit the net, did not hit the rim on the deflection. So it's going to remain 1 second on the shot clock. A nice job on your part with the quick referee call there.
I don't know about quick, but it stays 1 on the shot clock.
Now, the good news is that because they checked it out, Ed DeChellis brought his team over and set up a play.
Catch and shoot Battle. Shot clock violation anyways. It did not hit the rim. But they did get an open look, a rushed one, but open nonetheless.
Taylor Battle, 2 for 13.
Came in averaging 19 points. In fact, the conference leader in points and assists.
And he only had 6 points when they played in Madison. 9 points against Michigan in their last outing.
2 assists, by the way, for Battle so far. 5 on the shot clock. Now Wisconsin will need to put it up. Jordan Taylor, 3-point attempt. Off for Hughes. Loose ball run down by Hughes.
And you know what? You played a lot of defense. If you don't rebound the ball, Wisconsin's going to keep you right there in the defense. This is the time of possession statistic that's so big in football.
Hughes. A Bohannon 3. Big shot. And it opens up a 43-34 9-point lead for the Badgers, now their largest of the game.
And the dilemma for Ed DeChellis, if you're a high-octane offense in a fast game, 9 points is not a big deal. 9 points is huge in this contest.
Another 3-point miss for Penn State. They're 0 for 12. This is a 7-0 Wisconsin run. Landry had an idea about taking that open look, but with 5 minutes to go, did not.
And the reason that Wisconsin is so hard to come back, they don't turn it over.
Short 3 from Hughes. Rebound collected by Cornley, and a Wisconsin foul.
Check out the work defensively by Trayvon Hughes. Contesting, very physical down below the waist. He uses his legs, his hips, and he has done a fantastic job. Taylor Battle, 2 out of 13, and very frustrated.
Trayvon Hughes Our defender of the game brought to you by the U.S. Navy. We come to a timeout. 4:45 to go. Wisconsin has opened up a 9-point lead. 5 to go in the second half. Wisconsin leading Penn State by 9, 43-34, the largest lead of the game for the Badgers. 12 points for Lure, but there's Krabenhoff. 4 points, 6 rebounds, as an assist, a block, and a steal.
Every time I see Joe Krabenhoff, I'm reminded of Brian Cardinal. Played for Purdue, and Krabenhoff is definitely a Bo Ryan type of player. Whatever you need, and the rebounding numbers have soared. He's currently number 3 in the Big Ten rebounding, and he's playing a wing.
Penn State has gone over 5 minutes without a point, and they changed that. They've gone 9 minutes without a field goal, and get one there to cut it to 43-36.
And only 5 turnovers for each of these teams. Ball security, a top priority both ways.
Ten on the shot clock. 4 minutes left on the game clock. Hughes jump stop, fadeaway, short. Penn State rebound. Chris Babb. Crucial possession here for the Nittany Lions. Down by 7. Pringle. Jackson knocked hard to the court. And his foul with 3:36 to play. A timeout. By the way, Krabenhoff just picked up the foul. Big possession for the Nittany Lions when we come back. Mike, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll agree with that. We are definitely a vertical odd couple. 3:36 to go. Wisconsin really has never seemed like they haven't been in control of this game. But here we are in the last 3:36. And some big possessions coming for Penn State.
Well, the defensive end has really been strong for Wisconsin, and I never would have expected Jason Bohannon and John Lure to be able to outscore Battle, Pringley, and Cornley. That has really been the key for Wisconsin. They've shut down the big three.
After the 7th Wisconsin team foul, David Jackson at the line. Jackson hits the front end.
DJ's offense right now is best of the face-up variety. I still feel like at some point in his career he's going to be a real consistent player for Ed DeChellis.
Six for Jackson.
And the beauty of the free throw, it allows Penn State to set up their full court pressure.
Landry gets rid of it. Wisconsin handles it well, and into the front court, Trayvon Hughes.
This is kind of like Brett Bielema running the ball and getting first down after first down, just letting that clock run out. Penn State is going to have to pick up their defensive intensity and try to change the tempo of this game.
Hughes gets that one to fall. 3 minutes to go, and the Badgers are up 45-38.
And that's Trayvon Hughes' first basket of this game.
Hughes 1 of 10 now from the field. It hits a big shot there for Wisconsin. Driving. Offensive foul against Battle. Big Ten Network Basketball has been brought to you by State Farm, where great coverage meets great rates. Call, click, or visit and start saving today. Love college hoops? Show the love. Wear the gear. Visit I'veGotSpirit.com to find an official college retailer near you. 45-38 Wisconsin. Bohannon takes it out for the Badgers into Hughes. Here's what's ahead for Wisconsin. They have Iowa next. They're trying to escape Happy Valley here this afternoon. Landry on the baseline. Walked. He's wanting an explanation there.
Yeah, I wonder if Taylor Battle is feeling the fatigue of being at the top of every team scouting report. He expends so much energy. Remember the Indiana game, he had the pulled groin, and he is facing so many physical defenses.
You can tell Taylor Battle's in some pain. There's what's ahead for the Nittany Lions. Next three here on the Big Ten Network, all against ranked teams, Purdue, Minnesota, and the Illini, for having to go to Ohio State. The stoppage here, by the way, is for the clock. Nittany Lions feel there should be a couple extra seconds on there.
By the way, did you see any easy wins on that Penn State schedule coming up?
It's going to be rough.
Yeah. They're going to put some time back on the clock. And you may remember 1 year ago, Ed DeChellis's basketball season was blown up against this Wisconsin team when Gary Claxton tore up his knee. Now the good news is, even though the Battle's a little bit tired, they have been cursed with major injuries the last 4 years. So far, they've been very healthy.
Women's basketball after us, Wisconsin at Purdue. Still 2:20 to go here at Happy Valley. 45-38 Badgers. There's Krabenhoft. Creates the steal at the other end, lays it in. Big defensive play for the senior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
I'm not surprised he laid it in. Remember last game against Illinois, Jason Bohannon missed the dunk.
Banked in by Battle, make it a 7-point game. 47-40 timeout with 1:58 to go.
You know, against Illinois, a real critical stretch. Jason Bohannon had shot the ball great. Nice delivery there by J-Bo. But after that, he made a steal and he missed a dunk. Then Krabenhoft missed a layup. Illinois made a 2, a 3, and a 2. And Bo Ryan said that was an 11-0 twist. And so I thought that was a good move just to lay it in. And you see the game reset. The significance right there is team fouls. Wisconsin has 7, Penn State only 6. And the other one, I guess you'd have to say time remaining. Only 1:58. Penn State has to turn it up.
And Wisconsin does have the possession arrow in their favor. The Badgers led by 7 at the half, 28-21. The Badgers went on a 12-1 run to end the first half. So Penn State has not led this game since half number 1. They've been chasing the Badgers throughout most of this game. Wisconsin has won 9 in a row against Penn State, trying to make it 10 straight. Landry lays it in. Not only do they break the pressure, but they get some quick points, and it's a 9-point game.
And Wisconsin passes the ball so well. I can't say that they're unpressable, but you're really gambling if you try to.
Pringle quickly laying it in for Penn State, so the teams trade baskets. Back to a 7-point game with 1:39 to go. And now for our Hampton winningest play of the game. The Badgers have had many key shots in this game. And here is their Hampton winningest play of this game.
And what happens is they're milking the clock. Beautiful delivery, and the shot by J-Bo in the corner. They really shoot the ball well. All 5 starters between 8 and 13 points per game. The defensive dilemma when you play Wisconsin, who do you focus on? They're all weapons.
At Hampton, we love having you here. 7-point lead for the Badgers. Minute 39 to go, and it's Wisconsin basketball.
And here's a big problem if you're in the Nittany Nation. Wisconsin leads the Big Ten in free throw shooting, so if you have to foul them, they knock them down pretty well.
Came in shooting 72% as a team. Women's basketball ahead. Wisconsin and Purdue. after we're finished here at Penn State. Now Morby and Stephanie White standing by in West Lafayette. And the Penn State foul stops the clock with 1.5 minutes to go, and a 1-and-1 here for the Badgers. Joe Krabenhoff. Krabenhoff, an excellent free throw shooter, 88% on the season. He's at the line for the first time today. Swish.
Good call. I enjoy watching guys like Krabenhoff. 2, 3, 4. It really doesn't matter. He's a star off the ball, and so many players nowadays, they need to have the ball in their hands to be successful. If they're making jump shots, they're happy. But with Krabenhoff, he's such a good screener. He passes the ball, gets his hands on the offensive glass. Those are the kind of players that any coach would love to have on their squad.
And he's right at his season average of 8 points. Almost lost by Battle. Almost lost again. And then a push. That was not what the Badgers wanted to do there. The push committed by Jordan Taylor.
Number 11, Jordan Taylor, his second. Team 8.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Big Ten Conference. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Big Ten Conference. Pringle misses the front end. A Krabenhoff rebound. A quick Penn State foul. And now Krabenhoff, with his near 90% foul shooting on the year, will go to the other end, shooting one. 1-and-1 here with 1:16 to play.
Number 45, Joe Krabenhoff.
Krabenhoff, definitely a senior leader for this Badgers team.
The Illinois game, I thought, was the most complete offensive performance that I had seen from the Badgers this season. They shot the ball, they shared the job. They made 9 3-pointers, and they had 3 guys over 15 points. They protected it with only 9 turnovers. If they can get into an offensive groove, you know that the defense is going to be pretty solid.
Lead is 9, equaling the largest for the Badgers. Flipping it up and scoring is Battle. Take that 11-point lead now down to 9.
I bet tonight that Taylor Battle's going to wake up in a cold sweat, and he's going to have visions of Trayvon Hughes in his face.
Number 2, Jamel Corley.
Hughes made it a tough afternoon for Taylor Battle, who got banged up. I think he hurt his right shoulder earlier in the game.
The trademark of Bo Ryan teams, and this goes way back to Division III, Wisconsin-Platteville. Bo Ryan's teams have always made more free throws than their opponent takes. That's not necessarily the case this season. Their free throw attempts are definitely a little bit down.
Penn State trying to take advantage of the miss from the line. Can't, but do get an offensive rebound from Battle. Under a minute to go. Pringle 3. And Penn State has not hit a 3-point shot today. What's been a good battle? Hughes and Battle.
Well, I've become a big fan of Trayvon Hughes on the defensive end. Once again, he's all about intangibles, and his foot movement has been really good. And if you go back in his career, the most important part for Trayvon Hughes was when he was a freshman. He didn't play much, and a lot of players pout and they complain when they're on the bench, and Marcus Landry's free throw problems continue. But Trayvon Hughes was given the role of playing point guard on the scout team, and every day he would imitate Drew Neitzel and Jamar Butler, and he would push Cameron Taylor. He really embraced his role, and so rather than plateauing, when he was given the keys to this Badger ship, he was ready to go.
10-point lead, Wisconsin. Penn State 0 of 13 at 3-point shooting in this game, make it 0 for 14. Loose on the deck, picked up by Bohannon.
And if you would have told me that in this game, Penn State would not nail a 3, it would have been very easy to predict a Badger victory.
Women's basketball ahead here on the Big Ten Network. Wisconsin at Purdue. Tom Wormy and Stephanie White in West Lafayette. Just moments away. What will be a 10-point win for Wisconsin. They take it 54-44. The Badgers improved to 14-9 overall, 5-6 in conference play. Second straight win for Bo Ryan's Badgers. And Penn State drops to 17-7 and 6-5 in conference play. That's going to take care of things from the Bryce Jordan Center. Up next, again, women.